Tuvalu is a very low-lying location. Its average sea level is 1.8 metres above sea level, and in a king tide we see salt water coming out the ground. So that makes growing food traditionally very, very difficult. So salt water coming up out of the ground means it's very hard to grow any sort of food, and Tuvalu doesn't have any topsoil. So we have to make our own topsoil here in Tuvalu. So the Foodcube solves very important issues about water capture, about being sealed from the seawater that can come out the ground, and it also lets us grow food where food cannot normally grow. We've developed a climate adaptive way of growing food in a containerised module that we call a Foodcube, which is made from recycled plastic in Australia, and we have developed a way to containerise growing so that we can grow food, nutritious food, using local inputs like you see around us here, and use that in a local context to grow food. Biofuel is funded by the Australian Government, the Department of Foreign Affairs and Trade, DFAT, and we're also very pleased to be working with the Department of Agriculture in Tuvalu, SPC, ACIAR, the CSIRO, and various universities to get the right mix of expertise into growing getting the best compost, getting the best conditions, and setting up community gardens to give the optimal outcome. You would think it would be water, because in Tuvalu it's 100% relied upon roof water runoff for water. But it turns out it's the compost that is the absolute limiting factor to grow food. Compost making is not a traditional exercise in Tuvalu. It's used in traditional food growing in like the palaka pits, but growing food using compost at home is very difficult in Tuvalu. So we're really helping to train people to make new compost. In Funafala, we're setting up a really large, the start of a really large community farm using our Foodcube systems, which are going to be all connected, and they're going to be filled up with local compost. And that is the start, we hope, of a scaled community farm for Tuvalu. We're going to do a layout of the garden, and we're going to connect up all the Foodcubes. We're going to have a big working bee. A lot of group of people are going to be here to take all the parts, then we're going to put them together, then we're going to look at the local compost, and we're going to have a demonstration and a learning process of how to set up a Foodcube. It suits males and it suits females, it suits kids, old, young at heart. Anybody can grow food with a Foodcube.